So just remember to listen, tune in, stop when you need to stop. There's going to be times where I build in a rest moment. Some people want to keep going. If you want to keep going during that rest, that's fine too. So again, this is very much adaptable and adapted to your needs. Okay. So, the way we'll begin today is with some breathing. We'll take a moment to check in. You'll see my cats dancing around from time to time. And then we'll move into a little bit of a warm up, a full body warm up that will take us into lifting some weights. So, if you would like to lift some weights today with us, you could have 2 pounds or 3 pounds. I really wouldn't recommend any more than 5 pounds for this particular class. If you don't have weights, you can just lift up something heavy that is easy to hold on to and grasp for your practice today. You can totally do this without weights. So just the movement alone is very beneficial. So don't feel like you have to go looking for weights if you don't have any available right now. And that will then lead us into what we call high intensity interval training. And so with this training, we'll be starting at a lower intensity. We'll build up to a high intensity, we'll bring it down to a low intensity, then we'll take a moment to rest and we'll go into the next exercise. And each of those exercises are a minute. So I have a little timer right here. I get to keep track of the time. You don't have to worry about the time. You can just follow along, have a good time. And at the end of class or at any time, if you have questions or comments or ideas, please do let us know. Okay, so here we go. Take a moment just to settle in, make sure you've got everything you need. I forgot to mention having some water by your side, something to sip on. So that's always a good idea as well. So just take this opportunity to check in with your breath and just notice if your breath feels short or shallow today. I'm going to back up here. Notice if your breath feels deep or full or smooth. And you don't need to do anything to change the breath right now. Just bring your awareness to the rhythm, the length, the quality of your breath. And as you're noticing your breath, you might also notice other things like what's going on around you. You might feel distracted by external distractions or maybe even internal distractions or thoughts or perhaps even some discomfort. So, whatever might be happening around you or happening inside of you, I invite you to just allow yourself to be present with what is and continue to come back to your breath and allow this breath to be an anchor, holding you in the present moment, allowing you to be still, present, and aware as you move through your practice. On your next breath in, I invite you to begin to tense and squeeze everything. So you can squeeze your hands, your arms, your shoulders, anything that you can just tighten and tense throughout your body. And then breathe out and just allow that tension to drain away. You can wiggle your fingers if you want to. You can roll your shoulders around a little bit. And then again, return to stillness. Notice your breath. So maybe you might notice that you can breathe in a little bit deeper. If so, allow that breath to deepen. And then I invite you to begin to consciously breathe. So on your inhale, imagine you're blowing into a balloon, creating space all around you, belly, ribs, above you, below you, behind you. And then as you exhale, it's like you're squeezing the air out of that balloon. So just squeeze the air out of your lungs, breathing all the way out. And then try that again. Inhale as much as you can. Expand, expand, expand all the way to the top of that breath. And then try to breathe out through your nose. And as you're breathing out through your nose, you're drawing the ribs in or the belly in, or just letting the shoulders soften. And continue here at your own pace, inhaling deeply, expanding all the way to the top of your breath. Breathing all the way out, squeezing with your muscles, with your core, squeezing that breath out of your lungs. This time, as you inhale, let's tense and squeeze the muscles of the body. Breathing in, tensing, squeezing. Don't forget about your face. Breathing out, releasing, softening, letting go. Maybe wiggle the fingers. Maybe roll your shoulders. And then one more time, coming back to your breath, coming back to this anchor, inhaling deeply. Breathing in and of itself can be a core centered exercise. So as you exhale, activating the muscles of the core, whatever you can access here, even if you can't feel it, bring your awareness to the area of your core. And through that awareness, you will build strength. So 3 more times. Inhale, expand, maybe expand some more. Breathing out through the nose, squeezing that breath out. 2 more times. It's okay if you're breathing faster than me or slower than me. Just breathe at your own pace. Breathing all the way in, pause at the top, and then breathe all the way out. Squeeze it all out. And for our final big breath here, let's add some tension. So inhale again, tensing, squeezing. Anytime you hug muscle into bone anywhere in your body, you're strengthening those muscles and bones. And exhale, release, and let go. Good. Now take your hands and just turn your palms onto your legs. And as you inhale, allow your eyes and nose to look upward. And as you exhale, allow your eyes and nose to look down. And continue here at your own pace, inhaling, looking up, and exhaling, looking down. Inhale, looking up, and exhale, looking down. This time, as you inhale, maybe you can slide your elbows back behind you, slide your fingers towards your hips. And then maybe as you exhale, you can look down and slide your fingers towards your knees. And again, just continue to move at your own pace. It's okay if you're not right along with me. I really invite you here to follow your rhythm, your flow, your tempo, your speed, adapting and modifying every movement according to your body's needs and according to your goals for your practice. We'll do this one more time in each direction. Good. And return to center. And now I'm going to give you some options here. Maybe cross your arms over your chest, maybe fingers on your shoulders, maybe hands behind your head, or arms down by your sides. Okay. So, anywhere you feel is a comfortable and stable place for you. And we're just going to hinge from one side to the other. So, I'm going to show you those choices again. Maybe you have something that works better for you. So, either reaching fingers towards the ground, maybe hands over your heart, maybe fingertips on your shoulders, maybe hands behind your head. And it could even be a little bit of everything, right? There's all kinds of options that you can work with here. Okay, just about 5 more seconds. Good. One more. Then return to center and let's bring the elbows into the waist, palms face up. And just open and close here. So open out to the side, close to center. Could be one side only. Both sides if that is an option. This is not a real big movement. We're not trying to move fast. We're just warming up the muscles around the shoulders, fronts of the shoulders, top and back of the shoulders. We're halfway there. Let's turn the palms to face in, open and close. And if it's an option for you, maybe spread the fingers out wide and then maybe squeeze your hands into fists. And then maybe spread your fingers wide. And then maybe squeeze into fists. Okay, now we're going to go for a walk, a run, or skiing. Okay, so walking, the arms are just down by your sides. Running, if you want to, bend the elbows. And if this kind of cross patterning doesn't feel good for you, then having both arms going in the same direction at the same time might be more beneficial. Of course, you can work one side only. Okay, so running, walking, skiing, both sides or one side. Okay, then if it's an option for you to lift your knees, you can add that in as well. And we've only got about 20 more seconds to go. We're not trying to go to our highest intensity just yet. We just want to get warmed up. Now we're going to add some double punches. So with both fists punching forward and pulling back. Just warming up. Now you can keep going just like this. If it's an option for you to go side to side, you can alternate. Good. 3 more seconds. And now let's go back to running, walking, or skiing, whatever you chose that first time around. You can go back to that. I'm just going to keep showing you options. If none of these work for you, as long as you're moving your body, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. Just keep moving, keep breathing. Good. 3 more seconds. All right, next we are going to juggle. So pretend you have a ball or 2 balls. You're going to toss that ball or both of those balls up in the air. Okay, so here you get to use your imagination, which is also a valuable tool to increase our strength, to increase our body awareness. So imagine, what are you tossing? Are you tossing golf balls? Are you tossing bowling balls? Maybe you're tossing swords. We've got about 30 more seconds. So this is a nice way to get the core involved, leaning forward, leaning back, leaning to the side. All of those directions are going to help your core kick in to stabilize you as you move around your center. You can reach up, you can reach down. All right, next up, we're going to climb a rope. So you have a rope right here in front of your heart, and you're just going to start to make your way to the top of that mountain. And it's up to you how high you want to reach. So it can stay right here, it can be one side only. If it's an option for you to squeeze, release your hands, you can do that. If that's not an option for you, you can just keep the hands open like you have claws, kind of clawing our way up, like my cats climb up the curtains behind me. It's an option for you to reach a little higher, you can do that. It's an option for you to add in the knees and the feet. You can add that in as well. Check in with your breath. We've only got a little less than 10 seconds. Good. All right. Next up, we're going to chop some wood. So either both hands or one hand, we're going to chop across. So from the shoulder across the body. Can also chop wood like this. So if this is better for you, this is an option as well. Okay. All right. So we got 2 more seconds, and then let's move to the other direction. And if you're working in center, just stay right here in the center. Right. So adapting and modifying, maybe both arms, maybe one arm. 3 more seconds. Last one. All right, now we're going to row the boat. Okay, so there's many ways to row a boat. We can go kind of forward and back. Maybe your body wants to lean a little bit with the hands or stay right here working just with arms. Okay, you can also go from low to high, rowing backwards. And you can row across like a figure eight. Okay, so we're about halfway through, 30 more seconds. And you can always switch it up. So if they all feel like a good option for you today, feel free to row across a little bit, row in front for a little while, adding some variety. Good. We've got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. So, quick transition here. Have a sip of water if you need it. And then, if you're using weights, I'm going to go ahead and grab my weights. We've got about 20 seconds before we get started. So, each of these following exercises are for a full minute, and we cycle through 3 times. So, 3 sets. So, palms face up, elbows in, coming back to that same rotator cuff exercise we did in our warm up. So now it's weighted. Increasing the weight will help to increase strength and stability around the shoulder joint. I'm showing you both sides at the same time. You could always work one side. Okay, palms are facing up for another 3 more seconds. And then rotate the palms in so they're facing each other, and you can open and close here. All right, so one side, both sides. Good. Almost there. We've got 5 more seconds. All right, next, elbows in, bent elbows, lateral raises or elbow raises, lifting and lowering out to the side. This is Monkey, if y'all are new to class today. He's one of my furry friends that come and visit. Now you can do both arms at the same time. If you'd like a little more challenge, you can straighten the arms out. And we're halfway through, if anybody needs to know. So here you just want to watch that you don't lift the hand any higher than the shoulder. It might be tempting to kind of fly up towards the ears, but you don't need to go that high, and it's actually not healthy for the joint to lift the hand or the fist much higher than that shoulder. Okay. Now, palms face forward, straight arms can be slightly bent in that elbow as well. Or just lift and lower in front of the body. So I keep my elbow just a little bit bent. That seems to help reduce strain in the elbow joint for me. Work one side only if you choose, or if that is your option. And this is not a bicep curl. So the arm, even if it is a little bent, it's still mainly straight. So we're halfway there. We're doing great. Keeping up the pace. So even though weightlifting isn't necessarily considered a cardio exercise, you might start to feel your heart rate going up a bit. So now we've got bicep curls. Today we'll start with hammer curls. In a hammer curl, the palm stays facing in, lift and lower, and keep the upper arm bone stationary or still. Now, if you're not using weights, which is just awesome, just moving without weights is great. You can add a little squeeze, squeezing the hands, squeezing the muscles. Mhm. And even if you are holding weights, you can add in that little additional squeeze. All right, we've got about 10 more seconds left. Last one. Okay. Next, we have triceps. So, lots of options here that I will show you. So, above the head, if that is not an option, you can take the arm behind you, extend the hand back. If that's not really an option, you can press your hands down or fist down into your seat like you're pushing yourself out of your chair. And if you're far enough back to the back of your seat, you can press your elbows strongly into your seat and release. Okay, so we're halfway through. So picking which one that works best for you, and I'll just cycle through those options on the other side. So above the head, behind the back, pressing yourself out of your chair like you're trying to pick up, or elbows press into the seat behind you and release. Press and release. One more. Awesome. And that's it right now. So you have a quick little break, not much, 15 seconds. Sip of water if you need to. Check in with your breath. And then when you're ready, come into your ready position. Elbows in, palms face up. This is our second round. Coming back to rotator cuff. And one side only, alternating sides, or both at the same time, right? So you know what works best for you. All right, so we're halfway there. Let's turn the palms to face in, open and close here. Try not to hold your breath. Sometimes we start focusing so hard we forget to breathe. All right, that was our last one. These are elbow raises or lateral raises. Again, we don't need to go any higher than the shoulder. For additional weight or challenge, the arms can be straight. We're halfway there. And more seconds. Doing great. Last one. All right. Arms down, palms face forward. A little scoop up. And this is an interesting exercise. This really gets the shoulders, front of the shoulders, back of the shoulders. And if the elbows are a little bent, you've got the biceps under tension as well. So we're about halfway there. Good. 3 more seconds. Last one. Now we have biceps. Let's do a traditional curl this time. So for traditional bicep curls, we start with the palm facing in. As you bend the elbow, the palm faces up. So there's a bit of a rotation that happens here between the elbow and the wrist and hand. If this doesn't work well for you today, then just stick with the hammer curls. You can leave out that rotation. Still working the bicep. So we're halfway there. Doing great. Take your time. Listen to your body. Stay present. Good. All right. Next up, choose your triceps. Whatever worked best for you last time. You can repeat that same thing on the second round. All right. We are halfway through. Check in with your breath. Check in with your thoughts. Stay present. Notice if your mind is traveling. Sometimes we time travel. Good. Last one. All right. That was round 2 down. Quick little break. Anytime you need a stretch, you can stretch. You can shake it off. Have a sip of water. All right, and get ready for our final round. Elbows in, open, and close. Just find a nice steady pace. These rounds of exercises aren't meant to be fast. We're not trying to increase the intensity. We just want to stay focused, consistent. Good. You can turn your palms to face in, open and close. Doing great. Almost there. We only have 10 more seconds. That's it. All right. Lateral raises. Lift and lower out beside you. One arm or both arms. Remember, you can increase the intensity with a long arm. You can decrease the intensity with a bent arm. You can stop and rest anytime you need to. We're about halfway through. Good. 10 more seconds. Last one. All right, arms down by your sides, palms face up, lift and lower. Find your own steady tempo. Halfway there. Ten more seconds. Last one. All right, back to our biceps. So here, maybe a hammer curl and then a bicep curl rotating through the forearm. So palms face in and then turn the palms up. That's just an option if you want to mix it up, or just pick whichever one you prefer. Doing great. Halfway there. Ten more seconds. Last one. All right, so pick your triceps of choice and go ahead and begin when you are ready. Good, doing great, y'all. We're already halfway through. All right, 15 more seconds. And then after this, we'll have just a quick little break. You can put your weights away, have a sip of water, and then we'll move into our next phase. Here's our last one. Shoo. All right, we are done with that. So get these out of your way. Have a sip of water if you like. Shake it out. Have a little stretch. And now we're going to go for a run. So just like we did before, only pick up the pace. So here we get to increase the intensity. You can go faster. Can also add some intensity by leaning back a little bit, if that is an option. You can increase the intensity by moving forward and back, if that's an option. Right? Remember, you're skiing or walking, right? Running. All right. Get ready for break. And that's it. Okay, so take a little break here. So, the point of this whole series is to bring up the intensity and lower the intensity, increase it and lower it. Okay. So, next up, we have reach up, reach down. Reach to your highest high, touch your legs down towards the ground, touch your legs. So, reach and reach, reach and reach. Can be one side only. And you want to start to increase the tempo and challenging yourself appropriately. We only have little less than 20 seconds, about 15 to go. 5 more seconds. Last one. All right. So during this low intensity time, if you want to keep moving, then maybe run or jog or walk, just kind of keeping it going at a slower pace. We've got about 5 more seconds to go. Turn the palms to face down now. It's like you're dribbling two basketballs. One basketball, one hand, two basketballs, two hands. And if you're not really into sports, you might be playing the drums. So maybe you're playing drums, maybe you're dribbling balls. Whatever it is you're doing, keep it moving. And again, shifting, shifting, shifting as much as you can and still remaining stable, right? That allows our core to kick in, do some work for us. All right, that's it. I'm done dribbling. Take a little break, shake it off. Okay, so next up, we're going to chop some wood. So you can get into your ready position. And here we go. Chop across. All right, get ready to switch. We'll do two more. And then if you want to change sides, go the other way. Doing great. About 5 more seconds. You can go faster if you want to. Last one. All right, little break here. This is Sparrow on the side. She has her back to you. She's not always the most polite kitty. She's 16, so she has an attitude. All right, so we're going to catch some flies. Here we go. Now, if you're not really into catching flies, you could be catching anything. We're catching, reaching, trying to pull it in, gathering as many as we can, as fast as we can. So maybe it's butterflies, maybe it is rose petals, maybe it's these beautiful autumn leaves that will be falling soon. Maybe it's $100 bills. Who knows? Reel it all in. Good. We've got about 12 more seconds. Keep it going. Moving around your seat as much as you can just to add to your intensity level. All right, that's it. It goes quickly. So in between, that's a good time to check. Are you moving and challenging yourself appropriately? You want to make sure you're not too winded, right? So you might feel like you've been working out, but you can still carry a conversation. All right, let's do some punching. So elbows lifted, hands to fists in the center of the heart. And it's like you're really kind of circling around those fists. And if it's not an option for you to squeeze the fists, that's okay. You can just kind of keep the fingers relaxed. You can even stir the fingertips instead. You can always do one side, right? So adapting, modifying, moving. You can always replace one exercise with another, okay? So do what feels good. We've got 3 more seconds. All right, that's that. Shake it off. Okay, so we've got about 10 more seconds. And then we're going to climb a rope. So if you want to go ahead and get in position, you can get a little head start. And here we go. Reaching, pulling, reaching, pulling. You can increase the speed. You can increase how high you reach, challenging yourself. Go a little bit higher. You can change the intensity by leaning back a little bit. I have punched my glasses off of my face doing this, so just be mindful of where your hands are in space. Don't punch yourself. Good. We've got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, well done. Each time we get a little bit higher, getting close to the roof. Okay, we have a new exercise coming up. This one is a crisscross and a pull. Start with the elbows in, reach forward and crisscross, and then pull. So crisscross, pull. Palms face down when you crisscross, palms face up when you pull. Now, this could also be punching. You can omit the crisscross. Okay. Both arms, one arm. Right. Good. We've got 10 more seconds. Let's make them count. 3, 2, 1. That's it. All right. Shake it off. Always a good time in between. Take a big breath, have some water, a little stretch. All right, we're going to come back to chopping some wood. This time, let's chop right here in the center. So chopping up and down, up and down. Always do one side. Good. We've got 15 more seconds to go. 3. Last one. Excellent. All right. A little break. Check in. If you're holding on to tension anywhere, see if you can shake it out. Breathe into it, stretch into it. Okay, so back to playing the drums or dribbling a ball. Here we go. Palms face down and shifting your weight around. And maybe you've got some drums out in front of you. You can play those drums in front. Maybe you've got some drums hanging down from the sky. You can punch, or not punch, but rather drum upward. Maybe they're all around you. So get creative, challenge yourself to move in new and different ways. Don't have to think about it. Good. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay. Checking in. Got 10 seconds. Again, if you want to move, you can just take it down to a lower intensity, keep it simple. Go back to a baseline. All right. Reach up, reach down. Your highest high, your lowest low. We're all going to be a little different. Now we're doing so great. So proud of you for showing up today on a Monday. Good. Little less than 10 seconds. Last one. Awesome. Shake it out. Okay, have a sip of water or a sip of something. Stretch it out if you want to. All right, next, let's row the boat. So you can either go across the body, in front of the body, or a little bit of all of it. One arm or both arms. Changing the intensity by going faster or slower or leaning back. All right, we've got about 5 seconds. All right, that is that. Let's take a moment to rest. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe you're feeling a little warm now. That means it's working. Okay, speed punches. Here we go. Fists at the center of the heart, stirring around, keeping the elbows up. It's not an option to hold your hands into a fist. Just keep your fingers extended, circling around the fingers or circling around the fists. It's an option for you to lean back. Maybe that will change the intensity for you here. Maybe you want to keep moving, hinging forward and back. Maybe you just want to stay right here in the middle. Only got 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, and 1. All right. Doing great. Coming down the home stretch. All right, next up, let's do some chopping. Now I'm going to leave it up to you. Either chop through center or chop across. Okay? Whichever one was working best for you. Good. If you're chopping across like I am, we only have about 5 more seconds. And then you can switch sides if that is an option. If you're chopping down the center, just keep on chopping. 5 more seconds. And that's that. All right. Shake it off. If you want to keep moving, just find a nice slower pace or enjoy the rest. The rest is a part of the workout. Okay. All right. 3 more seconds. So we're going to go back to catching those flies or those $100 bills falling from the sky. So again, try not to think about it too hard. Just move, move, move. Reach and pull, gathering whatever it is, gathering it towards you. Good. Kind of scooping it towards you or squeezing, releasing all around you, in front, beside you, above you, behind you, all around. Oop, almost caught sparrow that time. All right, little rest here. Let's let that go. Okay. So next up, we'll be rowing that boat. Decide which way you want to row. And here we go. You can speed it up more. So if you want to go faster than me, go faster. If you want to go slower than me, go slower. This is your workout. I just get to do it with you. 15 more seconds. And then 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent. All right. Come down the home stretch. Time flies. We're having fun together here. Putting the kitties to sleep. They're having a great time. All right, let's climb some rope. Ready? Here we go. Climbing that rope. You can speed it up like you're being, maybe you're in a marathon. We're seeing who can climb to the top fastest. It's an option for you to add in the legs and the feet. You can add that in anytime. Good. Got about 10 more seconds. All right, last one. Okay. So for our final round, instead of going for 40 seconds, we'll go for a full 60 seconds. Okay. It's going to be a little medley of everything that we've done. Okay. So here we go. Maybe you want to start with a run or some skiing. All right, let's catch some flies. Let's climb some rope and play the drums. All right, let's chop some wood. A little speed punching. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. All right. So that was the end of the hip portion of our workout today. So I'll just take a few moments just to cool everything down. So have a sip of water if you need to. And let's bring the arms down by our sides. And then just kind of lift and lower the shoulders. Maybe they circle, maybe they lift and lower. And then reach one hand towards the ground and reach the other hand towards the ground. And do that one more time. Good. Let's place the hands on top of the thighs, palms face down. And on your inhale, slide your elbows behind you, lift your eyes, and slide your fingers toward your knees, looking down. And again, slide the elbows back, looking up, and slide back. And 2 more, just like that. Last one. Good. And then place one hand on your shoulder and just pat yourself on the shoulder. Tell yourself you did a great job. Maybe on the other side. Give yourself a hug with one arm or both arms. Just squeeze. Hug of gratitude. And exhale, release it all, let it go. And then just allow the backs of your hands to rest on your legs. And take a moment once again to return to your breath. Eyes can be open or closed. Notice the beating of your heart. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Acknowledging the effects of this practice on your body, your heart, your mind, your spirit. Preparing to leave anything behind that you don't want to carry back into your day with you. And take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let something go. And move back into your day with strength and grace and ease. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time. I look forward to seeing you all again next week.